Welcome to our channel Peeper. The topic that will be discussed today is Matt Damon's daughter begging him to stop using these slurs. But before we start, subscribe to our channel and don't miss any updates. American actor Matt Damon has got himself in a serious problem. Guess what? He himself invited them all. Not to confuse you guys more about the news, let me break this down for you. So recently, actor Matt Damon has apparently confessed that he has just stopped using the homosexual f-slur for homosexuals after explaining that his daughter has made her understood the fact that just slurs are unacceptable in society and are of real offense to the LGBTQ community. Damon told the Sunday Times that after he used it in a joking way, her daughter wrote him a very long and beautiful treatise on how dangerous the word is. He also recalled the moment how her daughter left the table while he used the word ahead of her, with no intentions to offend any person, but jokingly, he committed a mistake. The homosexual derogatory term was commonly used for other purposes when I was a kid, he said. It was never that serious and was totally different to him. Matt stated, "She left the table." The star recalls of her family's disagreement. "I said, come on, that's a joke. I say it in the movie Sick on You." She went to her room and wrote a very long and beautiful treatise about how dangerous his words were. I said, "I'm retiring f-slur, understood." After Matt Damon commented on a recent incident, the American comedian, actor, and writer Trevin Free suggested online that Damon was a little too late. So, Matt Damon understood a few months ago from a treatise from his child that he shouldn't say the F. A writer who identifies as bi or queer wrote via Twitter. A few months ago, "I want to know which word Matt Damon replaced the word with," said actor Billy Eichner, who didn't seem to be convinced by Damon's story. Of course. Meanwhile, The Hollywood Reporter TV critic Daniel Feinberg said, "Instead, insulation and isolation, among other unpleasant things." However, Feinberg referred to Neeson's interview in 2019, saying he took him to the streets with no intention of killing a black man and responded to his best friend's rape. He displayed shame and fear in his actions, but his comments led to general shock and objection. To be precise, Damon described an incident of his F-word while promoting the new movie Stillwater. Coach Tom McCarthy said he was inspired by Amanda Knox's legal struggle to wipe out the murder of Meredith Kercher. Knox recently criticized the filmmaker for profiting from her tort conviction. However, this is not the first time Damon has landed in hot water. In 2017, at the height of the #MeToo movement, Damon told reporters that inappropriate sexual behavior should be considered to be in the spectrum. He recently apologized for his comment and admitted that he was inaudible. "Like everyone, I'm a prisoner of my subjective experience, which leads to have a blind spot," he told the New York Times. "I was given the most experience of a white man as an American movie star. It's very rare air. I don't even know where my blind spot begins and ends." He introduced himself as tone deaf and wiped off the matter. However, actor Minnie Driver isn't satisfied with Damon's comment over the #MeToo moment. In a conversation with Guardians, she stated that men simply don't understand what abuse at a daily level is and should not distinguish or explain sexual misconduct against women. The Driver was discussing comments from Matt Damon, who once starred in the Oscar-winning 1997 movie Good Will Hunting, whom she dated. In an interview with ABC News, Damon said that various behaviors were connected in accusations of physical abuse by dominant men. Damon said, "There was a difference between hitting someone in the ass and rape or child sexual abuse. Both of these actions must unquestionably be defied and eradicated, but not confused." Not just that, he even said that the community is in the watershed moment, and it's great that women feel the power to speak their stories, and that's entirely necessary. But he says, "We live in this culture of anger and injury, so wait a minute. None of us came here perfectly." In his first response to Damon, the Driver wrote on Twitter, "A man who has all these opinions about the differences between female sexual assault and rape reveals that he is completely deaf and, as a result, is very much a systematic part of the problem. Interesting, not very surprising." The Driver's response to Damon was extensively liked and shared on social media, alongside actor Alyssa Milano. She states, "Some are easier to handle than others, but it's still cancer. Moreover, actress Driver told The Guardian that she has found that most men, good men, and the men she has limited ability to understand. They simply cannot understand what abuse is like on a daily basis. Driver honestly thinks the society as a whole can't talk to women about the abuse until they get to the same page. Men can't do that. No one can. It's very individual, very personal and powerful. It's fascinating when a guy steps up and begins dictating terms, whether intended or not. Driver's explanation demands more than 2 months for a radical social reassessment of gender associations, initiated by allegations against Good Will Hunting executive producer Harvey Weinstein, who refuses charges of sexual assault and rape. However, later Damon spoke with ABC to compare claims with Weinstein, Al Franken, Kevin Spacey, and comedian Louis C.K. "It's a sign of someone we can handle," Damon said. Adding on, he commented that he doesn't know Louis C.K. He has never met him. He is a fan of him, but Damon don't think he's going to do those things again. What I'm saying, you see, I think the price he paid at this point is much bigger than anything else. While Driver said she initially declined to comment when her charges, stays, and shots first swept Hollywood, she has now been left to expand her initial response to Damon. "I don't know why Matt defends Louis C.K., Driver stated. "As far as we know, he didn't rape anyone, so he seems to think that what he did wasn't so bad." Guess what? Comedians have been accused of illegal acts such as masturbating in front of many women. In response, he said, "These stories are true, but he didn't apologize." That's the problem, Driver continued. "If a good man like Matt Damon thinks that way, we are facing a lot of fucking problems. Saying this is totally bad, blaming everything and starting over. I need a good, intelligent man." Drivers demonstrated that men should not be awarded the ability to describe the damage and abuse given to women without the risk of increasing the injuries they hardly recognize. "I felt that Matt Damon was saying Orwell's idea. We are all equal, except that some of us are equal to others," she says. "I did. Put abuse there. All abuse is equal, but some are worse." She added, "There is no hierarchy of abuse. When a woman is raped, it's much worse than when she is exposed to a penis that she doesn't want. You should feel worse than others." She didn't stop there. She continued by saying that it certainly can't be prescribed by men. The idea of tone deafness is the idea of inequality. How is it? It's all wrong and it's all bad. It's not your job to distinguish or judge what's wrong until you start looking at it under one umbrella. Let the woman give a speech now. Now is the time when a man just listens and never has an opinion, exclaimed Drivers. Since the initial statement of the allegations against Weinstein, many women have come forward to detail the abuse they have suffered. This week, actor Salma Hayek wrote a long essay on her treatment by Weinstein in the New York Times. "No woman I know," said Driver. Driver did not elaborate on the parties or circumstances, but she was confident that men would find ways to help women as the culture of harassment and abuse that had existed so far was exposed. "In the same stereotypical way that women support men," she said. "I think that's what women need from men at this point. They need to be reliant on men and not ask questions. Men can rally and support, but I don't think it's appropriate for men to have an opinion on how women should metabolize abuse." Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like it and subscribe to the channel Peeper. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section.